those youth who have decided, yes, I know this is what I want to major in, taking a deeper dive and a look at it and saying, yes, but what do I really want to do with this degree? How far do I want to go? In what direction? Showing them how do you take that deeper dive. And the next step is just deciding your major. But now I decide my major, what am I going to do when I get out? So looking beyond that. So we want to incorporate really all aspects of it, from, like I said, from finance, from how your career, the banking, how can you, maybe how this can help your family or your community. So looking at all aspects of this. And then to piggyback on Gary's question about how can you help, and how, and Ram, your question about how would we reach them. So I did mention we currently have an Instagram, and we did reach out to some of the youth and ask them to follow and ask them to share. Because of COVID, as we're doing now, many meetings are virtual. So we want to have workshops. We want to have workshops to say, picking your, how do you do a deep dive? How do you do a deep dive into what career that you want? Give you a prime example. My daughter, who's my co-founder, she's currently a sophomore at NYU. She's film and television. She started out, she wasn't film and television. She was creative writing. I encouraged her, you need to take a deeper dive. What do you want to do with the writing? How far do you want to go? What kind of jobs do you want to do? Is realizing that is one thing to say, I want to have a particular major, but thinking about it in terms of how can I see myself? How do I see myself? And maybe the job that I'm envisioning, I'm only envisioning one aspect of it. When I look at all the things that I need to do for this job, am I really up for this? Is this something I enjoy doing? Is this something I hate doing? And maybe I only want this aspect. So the idea was coming from a different lens. My daughter's coming from the lens of she's in the midst of this. So she can, number one, understand how best to reach these young folks. And number two, she's going through it. So she can share it from her perspective. It's been a while since I've been in college. So my perspective and what I experienced years ago is going to be much different in this, world of technology and the sense of instant gratification. You immediately get a hold of someone and can reach them and can communicate with them. So it's bringing it together, the common purpose, but with these two different lenses of how do we approach that. So the career, absolutely, I think it needs to go beyond, what do you want to be when you grow up, or what do you want to major when you're in college? And a lot of kids are terrified of, once they get in there, even the decision of deciding what to do for a major is very scary, and many students go in as undecided. And it's a very scary thing because they really haven't had someone to guide them and push them to take that deeper dive and say, what do you really want to do? What do you like to do? What are you good at? That makes you're the best at your job when you're doing something that you like to do and you're really good at it. I mean, you excel then. So absolutely, the career is an important thing. And we've actually posted a couple of things, some tips and things for them to look at it, but from their perspective, because how I might have approached it is not the same as how the young people. And that's what's so great about doing this with my daughter, is she can come back and say, Mom, even for the event, I have a story. I'm trying to remember what it was. We had prizes. So for each of the teaching stations, it was something like knowing the difference between federal, state, and local government. So there was like a question that there was asked. You had health care and you have an issue, who do you go to? Or there's something wrong with your ballot, or what, which level of government do you go to? So this was one of the questions, and then they would answer the question, and there were prizes. Well, when it came to coming up with the prizes, my daughter was just like, no, mom, they're not gonna be interested in that. So it was a totally different perspective, and I thought it was cool. I thought it was okay. But she quickly said, no, mom, no, that's just not gonna go. So I'm really excited that it's from two different perspectives, many, the more mature generation, and then the now, the generation that's coming through, coming out of high school, and then her peers are, sophomores and things of that nature. And then she's still in contact with a lot of the Franklin students that are coming through, just graduated, or even some of them that are still there. So having those two different perspectives is really great in terms of really focusing on what's needed, what they needed. So we definitely we would eventually, when things calm down, we would love to repeat that voting type of event probably in the summer, hopefully, fingers crossed with everything. But in the meantime, being able to use this platform of video conferencing and having, sessions with them, we actually, our group is partnering with other individuals. We've been having Zoom calls about the importance of voting, specifically targeted to youth. So I have reached out to folks in my network, and many of either my daughters or different individuals that I know, trying to bring the young people together and have a conversation about why it's important to vote, why you should cast your vote and not stay at home. So actually tomorrow we're hosting our third session where we're doing that. And it's been great. We've had college students, students who are in their, young people who are in their 30s, and getting their perspective and their feedback on the challenges they've had or the successes they had. And that's what we find is going to the young people to say, what do you think of this? How do you perceive this? What are your issues? And that's really how we want to approach it, is to get it to hear.
Okay, thanks, Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other questions before I move on to the meeting?
Is there a 2021 calendar for what you propose to do, what the organization will be doing in 2021?
No,
even if it's just the first quarter.
Yeah, we have that is the next thing that we'll be doing, and it will be most of those, as I said, they will. I won't say most. They pretty much are going to be virtual until we see what happens.
Yeah, and it's winter. Yeah.
Yes, but probably I don't have a calendar to share, but I can tell you what is in my head, and what we've discussed is definitely because we're coming out of the vote, will be soon out of the election cycle. The career, to me, seems the biggest thing on their minds. Many of them were, are home, not away at school, participating virtually. So the career, the college and the career will be the next focused, at least for the, I would say for the fourth quarter and the first quarter. Those are going to be the focus. Then we're going to shift maybe to some finances and money management type of things, but definitely the career, the college and the career is next on the agenda for that. And that will be our next thing, is kind of mapping out a calendar that we can actually put up on our Instagram and share. So there will be, notice of, and people will know, okay, yeah, we can plan to attend these events.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions now? Otherwise we have to move on. We thank Cheryl for her excellent presentation. We wish her well, and if the HRC can help you in any way, you know where to find me, at least.
I sure do. I sure do. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Okay.
You can stay on, but Oh, you can go, whatever you want. Okay, Sean, can you unmute yourself now because you're on?
Yep, I'm unmuted. I'm good.
Okay, would you give us the police report, please?
Yes. As
And you
I
might want to, you might want to include in your report our donation that we recently received on behalf of the HRC.
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, at the police department, we have been uh, fully fully immersed uh, in our community relations bureau that I discussed previously, with you guys. And at the community relations bureau, we've been, obviously, like everything else, slowed down a bit due to the COVID shutdowns and trying to keep things socially distant. But we are still engaged in the community and trying to do as much as we can with the circumstances being what they are. Um, Over the past 2 weeks, we had two food drives. The first one being more of a pop-up event where we gave out, in conjunction with Northbridge Foundation, we gave out 1,400 boxes of food to the people in the area. 1,400 boxes of food, which included everything from milk, cheese, fruits and vegetables, packaged produce and yogurt and just tons of items. We gave some people got multiple boxes. We also took things down to the seniors that couldn't make it down there at both at Parkside and at the Bustasaurus building. Um, and we did another one just yesterday, and we gave out a little bit less, but it was about 1,200 boxes of food. And we're going to be doing another one probably next month. We are trying to get a date locked in and get the financing situated to give out another round of food through our partnership with Northbridge Foundation and the Community Relations Bureau. We're trying to do it the week of Thanksgiving. We're just trying to lock in the date. So we're doing things like that. We're about to start certain programs within there. Our Cooking with a Cop program is going to start. It's going to be very limited as far as the number of participants, just because we have to keep things socially distant. But we are going to be getting some outdoor physical fitness programs going for our youth in the area who have been trapped inside most of the time and don't have access to gym classes, and parks have been kind of limited in some way. We're gonna have some of our officers out there doing some regular fitness routines and stuff, and we invite them to come. It'll be outdoors, and we're having equipment purchased for them to use, such as jump ropes and some other light weights and stuff like that, just to keep them moving. And we're going to be doing a couple other activities that we're going to be advertising on our social media channels, such as Instagram and Facebook, over the next month. So we encourage you guys to if you're on social media, to connect with us, and you could stay up on all of the things that we're doing as they're moving along. The officers in the unit, they've been out on their bikes. They've been hitting different areas throughout the community. That's going to go on just for a little while longer because it's going to be getting cold, and it's just not a good environment to be riding through the neighborhoods on bikes. And a lot of people are not coming out as much as it gets colder. But they've been doing their bike tours through the community, hitting all the senior centers in the Hamilton Street area, the tow paths. They've been going to different developments all throughout the township. So, we usually will put up where they're going to be at any given time. And of course, since they're on pedal bikes, it's weather permitting. And thanks to the HRC and I know working with Venki, the IT Serve donated $5,000 towards programs that we're going to be doing out of the Community Relations Bureau of the Police Department to provide for assistance with our students that are dealing with issues due to COVID. You know, we're targeting a lot of you know, the African American community has been hit particularly hard in a lot of this crisis. So we have programs that we're putting together to really address some of those needs.
Great.
And
Great.
in particular, those programs are going to consist of it's going to be multifaceted. So it's going to include some levels of homework assistance for parents, because a lot of parents are becoming
Don't have no computers.
yeah,
Right.
they're becoming teachers, and they're stuck trying to figure out how to do the new math and all of these
Right.
things. They can't be there to help. So we're going to be linking with some of our area college students and some of our students in the area to help provide assistance for homework and for
Great.
tutoring, both
Great.
virtually and in some cases, you know, we could do it in a small scale, socially distant, either outside or in house. And
Great.
in addition to that, we're also going to be linking with some of our people in town that are offering you know, counseling and things for people who are, you know, some of these students are dealing with issues at home, and because they're stuck at home, they don't have the access to get the help that they would need, that they could typically find at school through a guidance counselor or school resource officer. So we're trying to have those kind of services available to them right out of the Community Relations Bureau, because it's accessible to most. We have the facility space to do it safely. Excuse me.
Okay, thank you, Sean. I neglected to tell the HRC, in case you haven't heard, this is the first meeting that we're honored to have Sean as a police captain. He was
Captain, yes.
recently promoted from sergeant to captain, and he was so wonderful. He was able to skip the lieutenant slot, so he went all the way from sergeant to captain, which is an indication of how wonderful he's been to the community. So, on behalf of the HRC, we congratulate you, Sean.
Sean. Yes.
Do you have
Yes.
do you have any other kind of a police report at this time?
Well, first, I you know, just to what you just said, I just want to thank you first of all for those words. The things that I do in the community, you know, I'm passionate about Franklin and about what you guys are doing and what I think we should be doing within the police department. And I want to, you know, I always want to put my best foot forward to kind of help the community in making the relationship between the community and the police, you know, the best that it could be. And I want Franklin to always be set as the example for how community and police should work together. So
Right
I
on,
appreciate
Sean.
that. And
Right on, Sean.
yeah.
Okay. Are there any other questions of our policemen? Otherwise,
Yes, I
we'll
do.
move on.
Gary, I have a question for Sean.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
said
okay,
that
Linda, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead,
you can
Linda.
connect with Sean on Facebook, but what is the Facebook address?
For the police department.
Yeah.
Well, there's you want we have Facebook and we have Instagram. So for Facebook, if you want to connect with us at the hold on, I'm going to tell you exactly how it's written, because you on Facebook, we're just Franklin Township Police Department, Somerset County.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And if you want to connect with us on Instagram, we are here we are, FTPD _ Somerset, New Jersey.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Also,
Thank you, Sean.
I have to indicate that Venky, on behalf of the HRC, he was pretty much responsible for obtaining that $5,000 for the Black Youth of the committee of the community, and he recognized. And when I was there with Johnny Gibbs and Linda, the HRC was very well recognized. So I want to, on behalf of the HRC, I have to thank Venky for his efforts. He did a marvelous job. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Nora.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Can you hear
My
me?
pleasure. Yeah.
Uh,
Can you hear me, Gary?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask Sean, I definitely would like to connect with him regarding the Community Relations Bureau. I definitely would like to connect with him. So,
Okay,
work
why
with
don't
him.
you, why don't you do that offline, because that's not
Sure.
part of the HRC, okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Um,
Cheryl, I'll text you my my contact information on the chat,
Okay.
and you could reach out to me.
Perfect. Thank you.
do we have a report on the census, Edna, at all? Because it's coming to an end now, right?
It's over already.
Oh, it is over.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see, the last time we had a meeting, I had already been out once, and I went out one additional time with the League of Women Voters.
Okay.
This time we set up a shop at the supermarket in the, where, what is that, Nora? The Nora Shopping Center, where Family Dollar is. And May Mays and a few other folks. And Willie came to that day. So just put up census posters in all the businesses on Hamilton Street in Spanish and English, and talk to people about filling it out. This time around, we did not have an iPad, but we did have cards that had the address about where to go. And that same day also worked on registering folks to vote.
Sure, thank you. Okay.
So I
All right.
expended I would say 80% of the posters that Anne Marie McCarthy gave me, because then when it was announced that they were the deadline would not be extended through the end of the month after all, there was no point in going back out again.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Here
and I
again.
just want to add one more thing.
Go ahead.
I'm a member of the Somerset County Latino Health Task Force.
Okay.
So through them, I was able to get bags that were branded with our WJ Somerset.
Oh, great.
As long as I gave them out within the county, it was fine. So each bag had information about staying healthy in the age of COVID, 2 masks, and soap. So I gave those out. I literally took them to each of the businesses in a 4-block radius on each side of Hamilton Street around the Nora Shopping Center,
Okay.
and gave them out to folks. And in there we put literature for census.
Thank you very much. Here again, the HRC was well recognized as the complete count committee for the township, and Edna did a yeoman's task to continue to promote that. So thank you, Edna, for that. Next, I had sent out an email because we do not have a meeting in November because of Thanksgiving. Our next meeting is going to be on December 9th, but the terms of office at the end of the year that expire are Edna, Nora, Willie, John, Alex, and Tom. I've heard, and I sent out an email making sure that all these individuals want to hopefully be renewed, because I have to tell our council person to appoint them again at the annual meeting. And I've heard from Honora, Alex, Willie, and Tom. I have not heard from Edna or Johnny, so please let me know if hopefully you want to continue
Can you hear
in
Can you hear
HRC.
me?
Yeah, go
Can
ahead,
you hear
John.
me, Gary?
Yeah, I can
Oh,
hear
you
you.
can. Oh, I didn't know. I'm sitting with a black phone. I ain't seen nothing enough for the past hour. Okay, yes, put me in, Gary. I'm ready.
Okay,
Please.
you have to hit, well, I've told you this before, you've got to hit stop video on the bottom, and your picture will you have to hit that on the bottom, and your picture will come up. Okay, so, the only person I haven't heard, the only person I haven't heard from is,
I'll email you.
okay, let me know it.
Thank you.
Okay, the next thing on the report, I got a report today from Councilwoman Francois, and I'm gonna ask our secretary to read the report, please. Can you hear me, Rivka? You gotta unmute yourself, okay,
I apologize.
go ahead.
Just 1 second. I apologize. Let me pull up the email.
Could you read the report for us?
Yes, definitely, sir. Just a moment. I apologize.
Do you have it there, or you want me to read it?
Gary, while she's looking for that, I have a question.
Go ahead, Linda.
Do you have any, anybody know where the COVID testing sites are right now?
We
Councilman,
just got an email about that.
it was at the middle school, but I don't know if it's still there.
Okay,
I
need to know what's current.
was there the last weekend that they were at the middle school. It was last month, but there was I'm looking right now because I could have sworn I received another email about a new site within the town. I'm looking as we're waiting.
Did you find the report?
I don't know if she's on.
Did you find the report?
Yes, I did.
Did you find the report, Rivka?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Will you please read it for us?
Definitely. On Wednesday, October 28, 2020, Councilwoman writes to us, can you please give this report tonight? Number 1, I was given a youth center construction site tour. Number 2, we are now discussing the building out. Number 3, the approval letters were sent out to our first round of service providers. Number 4, we need to establish a youth advisory committee, and we want one of the HRC youth representatives to be a part of that committee. And number 5, also going forward, we are preparing for vendor or program selection, staff onboarding, COVID mitigation plan, and interlocal service arrangements. The SC requirements, background check, and insurance, staff student ratios, disciplinary policies, and schedule of service, etc.
Okay, thank you, Rivka. I have appointed Rivka as the HRC youth representative on the youth center, and I'm still waiting for her to appoint the normal advisory committee that I hope to put on Johnny Tibbs. So once I hear that, I'll let you know, Johnny, okay?
And Gary, I'd
Yes,
like
sir.
to be a part of that too, if.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I'll put you on also. Okay.
Linda, I just put the on the chat, in the chat box, I put the link for where
Okay.
there's testing.
Okay, great, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, do we now have anything else from the commissioners?
Yes, Gary.
Go ahead, Johnny.
I just want to mention, I sent the email out that I don't want anybody forget the fact that the email said that the youth center being built on Lewis Street is a youth development center and was built out of the death of young kids in the community in that area. I want you, it was built for at-risk youth. At-risk youth. Okay?
Okay.
Just want to be reminded.
Wasn't it for all the youth, Johnny?
What was that, sir?
Wasn't it
What?
for all of our youth?
for at-risk youth.
Okay,
All about yes, sir. All about at-risk youth.
no, I understand that.
But Johnny, that's open to the community though, the community youth.
Now you would have to say something. I'll tell you, man. You're right, sir. Yes, sir.
No,
You're absolutely correct, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you, Johnny.
You're
Is
welcome.
anyone else have anything else to say? Anybody else? If not, as I said before, we do not have a meeting in November because of Thanksgiving. Our last meeting of the year will be on December 9th. And of course, I'll send out all of the information. And I'm happy that most of you tonight were able to get on without a password because I've been
It was
working
a
on that.
challenge. I want you to know it was a challenge.
I just got back.
I've been working on that pretty hard. So if there's nothing else from anybody, I will accept a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
I make a motion the meeting be adjourned.
Okay, thank you
Second.
all.